Thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to talk about how to use the iCorps email encryption service powered by Sophos and why you would want to use this service. Anytime you send an email that includes personal information such as a name and a social security number, a name or a credit card number, or financial information like a tax return or quarterlies or profit and loss statements, or any information that is deemed confidential by your company should be encrypted. Sending it via the email, we have a email encryption service which I'm going to demonstrate today that enables you to take that information, encapsulate it into a PDF, and send it to the recipient. The recipient will create a unique password unique to them. Only the recipient knows the password. iCorps does not know the password, cannot retrieve it. The sender doesn't know the password. If they forget the password, we'll have to reset their account and the email will have to be sent again. Since the email is sent in a PDF form, if they forget their password 3 months down the road, they'll still need to reset and start the process again. We do this to ensure that only the recipient knows it. The sender doesn't know it. iCorps doesn't know it. It is just limited to them. If you're sending bulk email and you want to encrypt it, one warning here is this system is designed to send one-on-one. In the to line, there should be one address. Send the information encrypted. The recipient gets it. They're the only one who gets the password. No one else gets it. If this process does not work for you or your company because you send to mailing lists to 10, 15 users at a time, the system can be changed where you can send to 15 users, they get a secure PDF, you get the password, and then have to distribute it to the users themselves by either, again, email, phone call, something of that nature. It is one or the other. It is firm-wide. Either the recipient picks the password, which I believe is probably the most effective and secure manner, or the password is sent back to the sender and the sender needs to communicate it. We're going to use the Outlook client today. We're going to show you three ways, three types of email that can be sent out and how to encrypt them. There are two ways within the Outlook client that you can encrypt an email. The first is by using the built-in options tab, which is available in all versions of Outlook. Different locations. Some Outlook have it on a different bar, but it is there and available. We're going to send an email off to my AOL account. We'll call it test email. And by clicking on the options feature, everybody has a delayed delivery option. If you click on the delayed delivery option, you'll notice on the sensitivity there's a drop down box. If you select confidential, and actually let me uncheck deliver before, select confidential, hit close, send the email. What will happen is the system will see that email as confidential, will encrypt it into a PDF, which, by the way, any Adobe version 7 or greater can read and open up. Mac built-in Adobe PDF viewer works fine, not a problem. Email is sent off. The email is delivered to the client. Let me bring up my AOL account here, and we can take a look at it. Here's what the client or the recipient sees. They see the email itself. They get a message saying that you need to register. We will click on the link. They'll get this only once, and I do want to point out that the logo here will be a company logo. I also want to point out that if the password is lost or forgotten, that you can no longer open the PDF. Since iCorps doesn't have the information, since the sender doesn't have the information, you'll need to resend that email. The information within an email is actually encrypted within a PDF, as I mentioned before. I am creating a password. It has to be 8 characters long. I'll hit register and I'll get a success. I also want to note that the first time this happens, the first time a user registers, you may get a receipt at 2 o'clock in the morning saying your document has been encrypted. The reason for that is that until the person registers for a password, they will not get that receipt. And here's the receipt. The receipt says that the email that I sent to jslaurie@aol.com has been successfully encrypted. And let's take a look and see what jslaurie gets. Let's hit check mail. And what I get is a test email. Again, information talking about Adobe Acrobat Reader 7 or better. If they have problems, they can contact our help desk. Here's the PDF itself. We can open it up. It'll ask for the password, which in this case was password, twice. This initial front screen is not there by default. It's what we've chosen to use. Here's the test email. Here's what the end user will see. Now, if we send a second email, another way we can send an email is using, and I'm actually going to delete all these, is using the private or keyword. And let me explain that. By default, we've set up a keyword that if it appears in the mail called private email, it'll encrypt it. Your company may select keywords other than private email. And let's actually create an email here, new email. Again, we'll send it to myself. We're going to call this one keywords. We don't need to put any text in here. One of the things I also want to show you is what happens when you attach a attachment to an email. So the keyword that we use is private email, and again, this can appear anywhere in the email itself. However, it has to be private email. It's not case sensitive. Let's send this off, and a couple of things will happen real quick. We will get a receipt in a moment saying that the email has been encrypted and has been sent to the user. Now, this was a lot faster than the first time because the first time waited for the person to register. Let's bring up the AOL account. Let's take a look and see what we have in AOL. And let's hit check mail. And there is the email itself. Keywords. Again, you received an encrypted email. We open up the attachment, and what we'll see in the attachment is a few things. It'll ask me for the password again. And it's the same password that I chose the first time. They only have to do it once. Here's the email itself. This is the attachment. They can open the attachment up. In this case, it's just a Word.pad document, and they can save it on their desktop any place that they like. Now, they will not need to use the encrypted PDF any longer once they strip out the information from the PDF file. Pretty straightforward. Again, we can use keywords. We can use the Outlook option. If you have any questions, feel free to ask your consultant. Call the iCorps help desk. And again, if you choose to use, if you have other keywords you'd like to use, please notify us and we can set into the system. If the sending one-to-one email is inconvenient, doesn't work, we can change it. Understand, however, that then you'll be responsible, you the sender will be responsible to communicate the password, which is randomly generated to the groups in which you send it. The one-on-one does, again, assure that the person getting the email is creating the password is the only one that actually knows it. Thank you for watching.